Hi, Stephen here from Sound of an Ocean Wave, and this is day 23 of the October daily draws. So let's see what message we're going to get today. And I'll be taking the first card from the Ghost Tarot, followed by an Oracle card from the Season of the Witch Samhain Oracles. Let's choose our first card and get the reading underway. Okay, here we go. We have the Four of Cups. Sometimes we get a little tired and weary, and it's hard for us to make new connections. I mean, look here, we have, this little apparition here bringing a new cup. He's got the three cups here, but he's looking down, maybe at the three cups, I don't know, but it's almost disinterested. He's lost interest, he's lost his enthusiasm. We've been talking about this. Somehow he's lost his connection with where he's at, the relationships and the connections he has. And it's almost like he's become that disconnected. He's just not in there. It almost seems as if he's lost all hope. He's lost all sense of where to go next. And it's almost as if he's in this, I don't know, I wouldn't say, it's a state of inaction, a state of disinterest. As I say, the motivation's gone, the life's gone from where he's sitting. Maybe he's pondering, his position. And he's so, whatever the cause of this, he's not looking up, he doesn't see, and he doesn't notice this new connection, this next thing that's been on offer to him because of the way he feels. And sometimes when we, feel this way, we don't always notice the opportunities that are there. We don't look up from our situation and see new opportunities. And this is a reminder that, we may be presented with a new opportunity, but we have to be ready. We have to be looking. We have to be, I'm not saying, eagerly looking around, waiting for it to happen. But what I'm saying is we need to be aware that there could be. So we need to, be able to catch it at least out of our periphery vision here, that there's someone there offering something, that, we have to sort of be able to notice when the opportunity comes. But if we're so tied up with our present circumstances, and it means that we won't notice anything. And if we are surrounded by a sort of what we would term as negative energy about it, or unhelpful energy about it, that can often obscure the positive thing that's waiting to come into our lives. Now, there's two things here. As I say, we have to be open to receive whatever the opportunities come our way. We've been talking about that. But also, we need to perhaps bring some new light. Maybe this new thing will revitalize what we have. Or maybe what we have, some of it can be, has served its purpose and we need something new to come in. Or maybe we just need to learn to reconnect in a new way with what we have. And then we will see how the new opportunity fits in. So, but what this card is saying is maybe we need to look at how we feel at the moment. And would we notice a new opportunity if it came to us? Or are we so wrapped up in our feelings, our emotions, and that we wouldn't notice it? So if that's the problem, maybe we need to deal with those emotions in some way so that we can be ready to receive new things, new relationships, new emotional, spiritual connections that may arise from time to time. I see this as representing the universe, or some new relationship coming to us on offer, but we don't see it because of all our present, what we'd call emotional baggage. So we may need to lighten the load, we may need to heal, we may need to get a new perspective on where we're at so that we can open our eyes, lift our head, and see, so that our heads are not down and we don't see these new opportunities. We can lift our head in eagerness and willingness to move on, and then we will see the new thing on offer and we can embrace it and receive it. But it's dealing with our present circumstances that perhaps we need to ask ourselves, is our emotional state at the moment clouding us from new opportunities? Is there some unresolved emotional stuff that we need to resolve? Obviously, it's going to be different in some way, so I can't say how you're going to resolve it. That's for each of us to determine. But instead of just sitting there looking at it and thinking, feeling despondent over it or unmotivated, make a choice to deal with it and to find a solution. And who knows, this may be the solution to it, to bring new life in. Who knows? But it could just be, quite often, because we've been dealing with our mental viewpoint of it as well in these draws, that it could just be getting a new perspective on who we are, where we're at, and what we're doing, to perhaps get a new sense of why we're doing what we're doing. And that in itself will kickstart a renewal and open us up to new possibilities. Okay, so let's see which oracle card we get to go with that. Rooted. Well, he is sat near the tree, and the tree is rooted. Maybe he's trying to ground himself. Maybe he's trying to get rooted. We need to be rooted in our situation of where we are now. We need to deal with how we feel. Being rooted means having that sense of presence and authenticity of where we're at, and being aware of our emotional state and being willing to do something about it. May you never fear a living ritual that is magic merged within the roots of your being, the soul of your soul. Maybe we need to deepen our roots, bring some new life in, instead of trying to, wanting to leave or quit, maybe we need to double down and ground ourselves. And having been grounded, or feeling that sense of that we're on solid ground, that we're firmly not going to be moved, that we're strong, then we may feel able to deal with the emotional disconnect or whatever it is that we're feeling, to deal with it so we can embrace whatever new thing is on offer, that first of all we can look up and notice it. So let's all be always aware of new opportunities and deal with anything that's residual, that is causing us to hang our heads and not engage with new things. And I believe that is today's message. Okay, so that's today's message. I'll be back tomorrow with day 24. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.